Imagine you get a letter in the mail. You know the kind. It's thick, it looks super official, and it's from the Ministry of Finance. For most of us, your heart just drops, right? You're probably thinking the worst, an audit, a penalty, some massive bill. But sometimes what looks like a problem is actually the exact opposite. It's a victory. See, this letter isn't asking for money. It's actually confirming that a tax bill has been completely, totally wiped out. This piece of paper is the final chapter in a long, long fight between a single person and the government. And believe it or not, the person won.
And we're not talking about just any letter here. I mean, look at that seal. That tells you this is serious business coming straight from the highest tax authority in the country. It really sets the stage for a classic David versus Goliath story. So let's break down exactly what happened. All right, first things first, let's decode this document. What is this victory letter actually telling us?
Okay, so let's just lay out the key facts here. This letter, which is officially called an SP2G, was sent out on January 7th, 2026. It went from the tax office to a taxpayer named Desi. And the subject line, well, it says it all. Cancellation of a tax assessment. This is the government itself putting it in writing that the bill she was fighting is officially gone.
Now, that key term, SP2G, it stands for Surat Pelaksanaan Putusan Gugatan. Yeah, I know, that's a mouthful. But what it means is actually pretty simple. It's the letter the tax office is legally required to send after they lose the case in court. Think of it as their formal admission that they have to follow the judge's ruling. It's the paper trail that proves the system is working.
So how did we even get here? I mean, a victory letter is the end of the story. Let's rewind the clock and take a look at how this whole dispute even started. Every good story needs an antagonist, right? Well, in this one, it's this document, the STP, or Surat Tagihan Pajak. This is the tax collection letter. This is the piece of paper that kicked off the entire fight, the official demand for more tax money that Desi was convinced was just plain wrong.
And this timeline, wow, it really shows you just how long and drawn out these battles can be. The original tax issue was way back in August of 2020, but the official bill, the STP, wasn't even sent out until almost 5 years later, in June 2025. The court finally ruled that December, and the victory letter we've been talking about arrived in January 2026. This was not a quick fight. This was a multi-year marathon.
So where did the tide turn? Well, the climax of this whole saga, the moment everything changed, happened in one place, the tax court.
And this is really the key question, isn't it? When you're an individual up against the whole formal machinery of the state, how on earth do you actually win? Well, the answer is right there in the court's final verdict.
This is it. This is the single most important phrase from the court documents. In Indonesian, it reads, Mengabulkan seluruhnya dan membatalkan STP. These are the words that changed everything. And the translation is just so powerful. Granted in its entirety. That means this wasn't a partial victory, it wasn't a settlement. The court sided completely 100% with the taxpayer. And the second part, cancels the tax collection letter, well, that's the knockout punch. The court didn't just tweak the bill, they invalidated the whole thing.
Okay, so this is a great story for one person, but what are the bigger lessons here? Why does this one letter really matter for the rest of us? So here's the bottom line. What this all proves is that the system, as intimidating as it looks, actually has checks and balances. It shows that an official tax assessment is not the final word. You can challenge it. It shows that places like the tax court exist for this very reason, to give you a place to appeal. And maybe most importantly, when you win, that victory is officially documented by the very agency you are fighting. But it also teaches us a tough lesson. Justice in these cases takes time. It takes a ton of patience and perseverance.
So this victory letter was the finish line. It marked the end of a marathon legal battle that took years to resolve. But it also makes you think about the beginning, doesn't it? It leaves us with one final big question. What does it take for someone to find the courage, the evidence, and just the sheer will to start a fight like this in the first place?